So today, I'm starting a new series on my channel. I've never done a series before, this is the first one, and basically it's called Second Impressions. So I've talked to you guys about this on my Snapchat, but just to kind of explain what it is here. Basically, I'm just like you guys, as in I watch loads of YouTube channels. I binge watch them every couple of nights, catch up on all my favorites. I watch their first impression videos, and obviously this doesn't go for everyone. I'm just saying what I've noticed as a viewer of a lot of these videos is sometimes the people demonstrating them don't actually know how to use them, and that's like extremely frustrating whenever they're using a product that you love and you know how to use and they're here giving it a bad review but they're using it wrong. First of all, I don't think it's fair on the company who spent their time, you know, making this product, and second of all, it's not fair to the people who are interested in buying it because they're getting a shitty review and it's actually good. This is in no way anyone's fault. I'm not sitting here being like, I know how to use everything. I don't. There's products that I've tried out that I've hated. I just didn't like how they worked, but then I used them a different way and I loved it. This is in no way bashing or belittling anyone because I do it myself. I just want to bring you a series that is very educational about products, showing you how you can use them in a different way. If there's products that you've bought that you don't like, you literally spent your money on it and you're like, I don't like this, I don't know how to use it, I don't want to use it, come here and we will figure it out together. Every piece of product I have here, I might not like it for its like purpose or what it's supposed to be used for, but I find another way to use it. I don't know about you, but I'm not about to waste my money or throw away makeup. Nah, that's not happening. Alright, that's why I want to call this series Second Impressions, because to first of all figure out how you like to wear it and also how the product works best. That makes sense in my head. I understand obviously that sometimes first impressions can be right. Something could be completely shit the first time you use it, or something could be completely amazing the first time you use it. It doesn't mean that your first impression is going to be wrong. But I feel like by using it a second time or by using it a few other times, you're more educated on the product, you kind of know how it works best, and that's what I feel I should be bringing to you. I know that I am fully educated on the product before I show you it and before I tell you if I like it or not. I hope that makes sense and that it's coming across properly, because I don't want to seem like an asshole bashing people saying that, oh, first impressions are shit. They're not shit. I get that they're fun videos, but I'm here to educate. I'm here to help you guys, and that's why I wanted to do something more so like this. At the end of the day, I know that YouTube is very personality based. Obviously, you're not going to watch someone who's literally like, nah. But I'm still a makeup artist. I'm still here to teach you. I know a lot of you guys really trust my opinion, which is something I don't want to jeopardize. So instead of me using a product the first time around and being like, oh my god, I love this, like this is how I used it, and then the second time I use it realizing that, okay, wait, maybe this isn't as great as what I want, but hundreds of you are after buying it. Do you see where I'm coming from whenever I'm saying this? Do you understand? This video is kind of like a second impressions, favorites, and everyday get ready with me all in one. So I do really hope that you enjoyed this video, and yeah, we'll just get started, shall we? Hello friends. Okay, please ignore my skin, by the way. I've just been picking at it. I actually just quickly want to show you this, guys, because a lot of you have been asking me about it. I did share this on my Snapchat a while back. It's the Badescu Drying Lotion. What you do is you let all the powder settle to the bottom, and then you get a Q-tip, dip the Q-tip in, and then just spot it all over your face. A little bit goes such a long way. I'll leave a link down below where you can buy this, but I really do like this. This has been getting rid of my spots properly whenever I'm not picking at my face. So first off, I'm going in with my I don't know how to pronounce this. A creme concentrate. So I know this can be used as like a moisturizer, makeup primer, and a moisturizing mask. Obviously today we're using it as my moisturizer and makeup primer. A little bit of this. I should only need like a pea size. Makeup lasts so much longer and stop me from getting like oily in certain places throughout the day. Next thing I like to do then is take my Badescu skincare. This is the facial spray with aloe, cucumber and green tea. I know Kylie Jenner raves about the rose water one of these. These aren't very expensive either, which is great. But this one's really hydrating, which is why I like to use it before my foundation. I just let that sink into the skin then for a second. So this is the first product here that I used first off, and I didn't like it just because I didn't know how to use it. So it's the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Moonstone. Also, excuse my scaldy sound on my scaldy hands. I'm just holding out, scrubbing it off me, honestly, out of laziness. But I'll be applying a fresh layer tonight, so that's my excuse. So yeah, when I first got this, I didn't like it because I mixed it in with my foundation, and I found my foundation was like coming off throughout the day. Then my friend Maria Makeup was wearing it one day and her skin looked unbelievable, and I was like, how do you do that? How do you do that? Why your skin look like that? She told me she put it on before her foundation. Now, I didn't think that would work. Like, I honestly, that just doesn't make sense in my head, because it's like you're putting on an illuminator to cover it with foundation, like the foundation's gonna cover it. Incorrect. Now this is quite like a dewy illuminator. It's not like a mattifying illuminator, as in like it doesn't dry matte. So if you have got oily skin, this probably isn't the best one for you. You'd probably be better off going for something like the Inglot illuminators, because they dry matte, or else the Nyx illuminators. I feel like they dry matte too. So what I do is I just take a pump of that. Then I get my beauty blender. I just start to bounce that into my skin, especially around the high points of my face where I want to be super glowy. I applied it with my beauty blender just so whenever I'm applying my foundation, then there's going to be a little bit of that illuminator there, and it's going to just help my skin look that little bit extra glowy. Also, just while we're here, Real Techniques beauty sponge. So I've tried the Real beauty blender and I've tried this one, and I actually prefer this one. I feel like the Real beauty blender is just a little bit too spongy, if that makes sense. Like, it's too dry nearly, I guess. Whereas this one has like the perfect mixture of like sponge and a little bit of silicone in it as well. It lasts a lot longer than what the actual beauty blender one does, and the beauty blender one is so much more expensive. If you haven't jumped on the beauty blender bandwagon, please do. I was one of those people who was like, I'm not arsed, like everyone's doing it, so I don't want to do it. But I love it. It's very good. It's very good. Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector. Use that before your foundation and you'll see this really gorgeous glow. I use the shade Moonstone. Moving on to foundation then, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay All Nighter mixed with the True Match Loreal foundation. So this one is far too full coverage for me. It's far too dry, and so I do like to mix it with a kind of lighter coverage foundation, something that's a little bit more liquidy, a little bit dewy. The reason why I'm saying this is because if you buy a foundation that you're like, oh, I don't like it, or else it's not in the right colour, don't throw it out, or don't think that that's just a waste of money, because you can mix it with things. I love this foundation. I feel like it just gives my skin a little bit more coverage whenever I want it. It makes my foundation last a lot longer. It's full coverage. The foundation itself is more like of a watery consistency as opposed to a cream, which is what I prefer, because I find it doesn't cake on my skin then. Normally when I wear a full coverage foundation, it like sinks into like these lines I didn't know existed, but that doesn't happen with this one. L'Oreal True Match was actually the first foundation I ever started using whenever I was younger, so it's nice to be back. I'm still testing this combo out for the next while, so I'll let you know in the next video how I get on. I also then like to mix the teeniest amount, literally like half a pump of this into the foundation, just because super glowy. If you mix too much of this, it will separate on your skin. As always, I have it in a little tester pot just so I don't waste foundation. I mix it in with like the end of a brush. I'm not very hygienic, and then I just dot it all over my skin. You are so beautiful, can't you see? That song just reminds me of Little Rascals. Anyone watch that? If not, just leave now, you might as well. Taking my beauty blender then and just bouncing that in. Oh, like, do you see how much coverage that gives straight away? Obviously, by the way, I am matching my face to my tan. I don't tan on my face. What I like to do is just apply it all over the skin and then apply a little bit extra where I may need it. That way you're still getting your full coverage where you want to cover things, but you're not covering your whole face. For my concealer, I'm going to be using the Instant Anti-Age Eraser Eye from Maybelline. I've seen people rave about this. I used it on my friend the other day and I wasn't mad on it. So this literally is a second impression. Using it on myself. What shade is this? Light. This is like supposed to be light, and I find it quite like dark. But I just wish it was a little bit lighter. Like, that's darker than my skin tone, my natural skin tone. The sponge is a bit inconvenient because I have to go back over it with my beauty blender anyways. I don't know what that was in aid of. And also for like hygiene reasons, if you're working on someone else, that sponge is not good. It's okay. Like, my favourite Concealer is the Inglot Under Eye Concealer, shade 95. Moving on then to cream contour, I'm taking my SoSu Contour palette. You can see it's well loved. I really love the cream contour shade. I've got dry skin, so I try to work with creams as much as possible. So I like to add a cream contour and then just have to set it with a bronzer later. It means that I don't have to be applying as much powder, which is what makes me look dry. So I'm just using my Buff and Blend BB09 brush. Just applying that everywhere you would apply a bronzer. Why I like to apply it with this brush is because it's quite fluffy. So it like puts it where you want to put it, but it blends at the same time. Just taking my Beauty Blender and blending that out. Beauty Blender is great as well for getting it like back into that hairline. Once I have all my creams on, then that's when I like to do my eyebrows, because if I mess up my eyebrows then I have powder on, it's the cream that I use to clean up my eyebrows, but I mix with the powder, it's gonna just get all cakey and weird. So I'm gonna go do my eyebrows off camera and have a look. Ta-da! Okay, so it turned out a little bit crazy today, but it's fine. The reason why I didn't do my brows on camera is because I'm only after uploading a new brow tutorial, a fluffy brow tutorial on my channel. But I do want to talk about this in this video because this is something that I tried firsthand and did not like, but I love it now. So this is the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil. I know. Every single person on YouTube uses this, which again is why I didn't want to try it. I don't like trying things that everyone uses. So whenever they're like, you need this in your life, I'm like, girl, you don't know what I need in my life. Yet here I am telling you that you need this in your life. So I originally always used like a brow gel in my brows. Wear a lot harsher than what I wanted. I was so unhappy with my brows for such a long time there until this came into my life. The key thing with this product is to make sure that you use only the tiniest, teeniest amount. I do feel like my brows look so much better nowadays as well, all thanks to this little guy. So if you want to see how to get these brows, fluffy eyebrows, then you can have a wee nosy on my channel, or else I'll leave the link down below in the description box. Fun fact also, in case you didn't know, I use hairspray in my brows. So if that hasn't interested you enough, nothing will. So moving on then, we just want to make sure that we set the creams. This is the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. The top 3 colours. I don't really use these on myself. I'll use them on clients if they're paler. I know you can buy these separately now, which is great. Just taking this on a blank canvas tapered brush. There's no number on it, sorry. Just kind of mix the 3 of them together everywhere that I put concealer. So the only places I really get oily is like around here, my nose area, and my chin is like a beacon of light by the end of the day. Moving on to bronzer, I'm just going to take this guy here. Number 74 bronzer from Inglot. It has a little bit of shimmer to it, which is why I like it. Taking this on my 15 BGF brush, blush brush from Inglot, but I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I use it for bronzer, powder, and blusher. So we're just popping this where we put the cream bronzer. That's just going to set and intensify it a little bit more. Oh, I also want to show you this, guys. This is the Bblod kind of like bronzing trio thing. I've heard people saying that the main colour of the bronzer in this is supposed to be like a dupe for MAC Give Me Sun. It's not a dupe consistency wise, but it is a dupe colour wise. So if you're looking for something cruelty free, this is your best bet. So I'm mixing them 2 bronzers. Now I like to bronze a lot. I have an egghead, so we need to give this dish some shape. So then pinch my brush and just go underneath my lip and down to either side of my nose. Then what I like to do is just add a peachy pinky blush, just using the same brush. I actually like to take this guy here. It's number 311 eyeshadow from Inglot. It's from the Candy palette and also in the Keilidh palette. Popping that right onto the apples of the cheeks. Give a little... What I like to do is actually run my brush in the centre of my face then. Do you ever find sometimes the centre of your face can be too white? Well, this is how I kind of like to stop that, is by just running whatever's left on my brush just down the centre. Highlighter. So I'm going to be using Becca Champagne Pop Jaclyn Hill. I am obsessed with this highlighter, honestly. You can just keep packing it on and it just won't get cakey. It just agrees. It just cooperates. So I'm going to be applying this on my Morphe Y14 brush. It's my favourite highlighter brush at the moment. Boom. Boom. Do you see? Do you see? And then what I like to do is just take my previous brush and just use whatever's left to blend in between. It's just so glorious. Absolutely obsessed with this highlighter, the formula in it is insane. You can get Becca products, actually I forgot to mention this, but you can get Becca products in Space & K off Grafton Street. So if you are looking to buy this, you don't have to pay smelly customs, you can get it. Now my only kind of issue, I guess, with this was, well, it's not even like an issue or a complaint, it's just something you need to be aware of. I remember when Jacqueline first like released this product, she was like, and my sister is so fair, like I kept her in mind because I wanted this to suit all skin types. Girl, the American version of fair is so much different than the Irish version of fair. Like, I think the American version is, you know, they're still very pale, but you can tell that they'll tan if they go out in the sun. It's not suitable for us Irish blue toned snowmen. In case anyone did see your video and think, oh, this is gonna suit me, and you're literally like Casper the Ghost. It's not, unfortunately. Now, I do believe her when she said that she kept her sister in mind and all that. But again, that's like the American version of fair, not the Irish version of fair. We're literally the pastiest people on this planet. Like, we're not blessed with sun very often. So if you do wear fake tan like what I do, this is going to be your best friend, because it's honestly the most gorgeous highlighter I have ever used. Like, it does have kind of like champagne, obviously, but like rose gold kind of undertones to it as well. It's just life-changing, life-changing. Since that's my skin all done, I like to take the Badescu green tea spray again and just spray it all over my face. This is just going to make all the powders melt into my skin. Moving on to my eyeballs, I'm of course going to be using the Juvia's Place palettes. I've used these products a few times now. If you've seen my tutorial on these, you know I am obsessed with these palettes, but I do want to run through how to actually use them. This is a more natural look, so I'm not going to go too crazy. Taking the Sahara Palette first, shade here, Katsina, on my 6SS brush from Inglot. These eyeshadows are incredibly pigmented, like so pigmented. You only have to take the tiniest amount and it literally will go such a long way. I use a really light hand anyway, so I am obsessed with these guys. But there is some eyeshadows that I have that I love that I do need to dig my brush in a little bit more with, and that's fine. It doesn't mean they're shitty eyeshadows, they still work great. It just means I have to adjust myself to each kind of brand, I guess. I've just seen videos where people are like, oh, that doesn't blend properly. It's a super pigmented eyeshadow and they just like horse load of it onto their face. And likewise with maybe an eyeshadow that you need to apply more pressure to, people are like, oh, this is a shitty eyeshadow, but it's like, no, you just need to apply more pressure with it and then it will apply properly. Then what I like to do is just take a clean blending brush and just blend over the edges. That way it kind of blends seamlessly into the skin. Is that not just like the most perfect shade? Amazing transition shade, I'm obsessed with it. You could just use your bronzer if you wanted also just to be lazy. I've done that plenty of times in my lifetime, but I do really like that colour. That's been my go-to colour whenever I'm doing like an everyday look like this. Moving on then to mascara and lashes. I'm just using, what is this, Rimmel London Super Curler. It's alright, like I don't really know the difference with mascara because I have no eyelashes, so it doesn't do anything for me anyways. That's so sad. Like, I'm literally like a bald eagle sitting here right now. Like, this is terrifying. I look ill. My favourite natural lashes to wear are the Eylure 141s. They're just the perfect natural eyelash, honestly. Everyone always thinks that I'm wearing individuals whenever I wear these guys. People always laugh at me whenever I say I wear eyelashes every day, but do you understand why now? Do you see? Do you understand why? And I just feel like me and eyelashes have got such a good relationship, you know, like they understand the situation, they understand that, you know, your girl needs a lot of help. What I do is just take a dollop of duo glue, put it onto like a palette or whatever, very lightly line the eyelash. I'll show you now. So that there is how much glue I apply, and you can see the actual style of the lash there. Very spaced out, very au naturel. Just gonna let that get tacky then. The main thing with eyelashes is you want to make sure that the glue gets tacky. If the glue's too wet, the eyelash is just gonna slide all over the place, which isn't obviously what you want. If it gets tacky, it's literally just gonna stick right on. Now these lashes, the band on them is like so thin, it's basically non-existent, honestly. That's why I can wear them with no liner, and they're super easy to maneuver as well. So if you are someone who's new to eyelashes, I highly would recommend getting these first. You can get them in boots. So once you feel it's tacky enough, then we're just going to pop it onto the outer corner first and then peel its way in towards the inner corner. This is why I love eyelashes so much. They just make you go from like 0 to 100 real quick. Moving on to my lips, I'm of course going to use my favourite lip combo. You know I wear this like literally all the time. I eat, sleep, breathe this lip combo. But Inglot 63 lip liner, Inglot 17 lip tint. Hold on, let me get my liner on first and then we'll have a chat. there she is. There she is. I'm going to be applying Inglot 17 lip tint to the centre of my lips then. I like to have a darker lip liner on first, just because it makes your lips look a little bit bigger if it's like darker at the outside and then lighter in the centre. Yeah, so liquid lipsticks. Obviously a lot of the YouTubers I find on this use either Kat Von D, Anastasia or Jeffree Star. Now I've tried the Kat Von D and I've tried the Jeffree Star. I haven't tried the Anastasia, so I can't speak for them. They are unreal liquid lipsticks, they're so good. They last super long, but I prefer the Inglot one. And I'm not being biased, I don't know if it's just because I use this more and that's why, but I find this one just has a little bit more moisture to it and it lasts just as long. Like I'd have to top this up once in a day and that would be it. That's why I love wearing it so much, because it's just like effortless. I know I don't have to worry about it. The only problem with Inglot is that they don't have enough nude shades. Like I wish they had more. If they had more, they'd be flying. But all the big beauty gurus don't really use Inglot, so they don't know about this, but I really do love them, and I love them even for creating like festival dots and like lines and liners and stuff like that. So I have got Jeffree Star Butt Naked and I have got Kat Von D. What's this one called? Noble. So they are very similar in colour. So what I find is that they kind of balled up in here a little bit. Don't know if it's just the colour, because they are very similar. They don't look it there, but they are very similar in colour on the lip. So I don't know if it's just because it's a very bright nude that that's happening. But these are incredible lipsticks. Like they last so well. They are a little bit drying, which obviously is what you expect from a matte liquid lipstick. But I just find that I prefer the Inglot one. I just feel like the Inglot liquid lipsticks don't get enough credit. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. And then we finished. So that was my first kind of second impressions video. There was a whole lot in this video, but I am going to be doing a lot more of these videos, whereas I'm trying out products that I might not have liked straight away. Basically what I want this series to be is like very educational. Buy a product where you're like, shit, I'm off spending all this money on it and I don't like how it works. We'll find a way to make it work. We will find a way for you to use your product and to get your money's worth. If you have any suggestions down below, please let me know. And also if you have any little tips and tricks, like if there's any products that you love to use in a unique way, a product that you used first of all and you didn't like and then you tried out a different one and you like this to be a very educational, fun place for us all just to hang out and chill. Let's learn the most we can. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. I really do hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know down below, because if you like this, I will do more of it. Lots and lots of loving from me to you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!